I'm Eric with Canine Heights Dog Training, a Metro Detroit dog training company. We're going to be covering the eCollar Technologies Mini Educator and Educator today. These units are waterproof, they have a half-mile range, and depending if you charge it every day or wait until it's dead, you can charge it in under 30 minutes and a max of about 2 hours. It has 100 levels of stimulation, which, if you haven't, please go over and read all of the blogs in this series and it'll explain why that's important. This is a solid collar that works for most dogs. You'll see here I have the bungee collar. It also has a snap on it, a quick release. This is my favorite one. As mentioned in our other blogs, e-collars have to be on very snug. This allows the collar to be on snug but still have a little bit of play. You initially will buckle this on just like a normal collar, and once you have the size, you can, if the dog is full grown, cut the collar down a little bit, or you can tuck it in like this, which is what I do when working with most dogs. After that, you can just snap it on and off, which makes it a lot easier when you're getting ready to do something. This here is the charging port. That's where you plug in the unit in order to charge. It does have a pigtail so you can charge the receiver and transmitter at the same time. This is the indicator light, and this little red dot is a magnet, which is used to turn the receiver on and off. This is the transmitter, and you'll see right here that little red button is the magnet, and you just touch it to the receiver. When you see the green light, it's turned on. When you want to turn it off, you just touch the magnet and hold it until the red light goes off, and now the receiver is off. So I'm going to turn this on, and then we're going to show you on the transmitter here this on-off light button, the big button on the back. You just push and hold this to turn the transmitter on until you see the LED display come up. In order to turn it off, you just do the opposite, push and hold until you see it say off. By the on-off button, you'll also see it says light, so you can, instead of pushing and holding, just tap this button and it'll give you a strobe light. You can tap it a second time and it gives you a constant LED light, so if it's dark out and then you tap it a third time and it turns it off. The stimulation on these devices has two settings. You can do momentary, where even if you push and hold the button, the dog only feels it for a split second, and you can do constant, where if you push and hold it, they continue to feel the stimulation and you can adjust it until they respond. There are two buttons on the back. You'll see the little one by my thumb that says M and C. That means momentary and constant. On the display, you'll see the letters M and the letters C. You always want both of those to be showing. That's going to dictate what these two buttons do, the red and the black button. So if you ever see just an M or just a C, you just tap that small MC button on the back until it displays both letters. You'll see the 1D above the letters and the number. That just means it's a single dog unit. We will do another video on how to use a 2-dog unit. With this setup, for one dog, the red button is constant and the black button is momentary. In the interest of keeping things simple, even as a trainer, I only use the red button because you can perform both actions with just the constant button by either pushing and holding or tapping. As mentioned previously in one of our blogs in this series, one of the most crucial elements for any e-collar is that you be able to maintain the engagement so that the stimulation stays on while you adjust it. This is especially crucial when we're doing the introduction. This is something that you want to practice, obviously, with the remote not on your dog, where you actually push and hold the red button and practice adjusting the dial, which is at the top there. So you'll see here, I'm going to push and hold on the red button. I use my index finger to actually just brace it, and then push my thumb to dial it up and back down. Obviously during the introduction we want to go slowly, but in an emergency you'll see that you can actually jump a very high number of levels, like if your dog's streaking out after a squirrel across the street. This is where I brace my finger against there, as I was saying, and just kind of turn slowly. It's the most comfortable way for me, but you'll have to make sure that you're comfortable with the use of the equipment so that it operates smoothly for you. The T button here is the vibrate function. It vibrates the receiver like a cell phone. We don't use that, and I'll explain more in a blog as it gets into some of the training philosophy. But basically what you're looking at is, as long as the M and the C are both displayed, all we use is the red button and the dial. It keeps it really simple, allows you to do constant as well as the tap. This is the same setup that we run as trainers and that we teach our clients to use. I found it to be the most efficient and user-friendly across the board. The next video we're actually going to do covering the introduction of the e-collar with the dog and how you go about that. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments. If you like this, go ahead and give us a like. Thank you, and again, this is Eric with Canine Heights Dog Training. Hope you have a great day.